Key witnesses cross-examined, key evidence tested. Today, it was accused mushroom murderer Erin Patterson's defence team in action.
Senior Digital Forensic Officer Sharman Fox-Henry, who analysed data from a computer, mobile phones and a tablet seized from the property of the accused mushroom murderer, was back in the witness box for cross-examination. Fox-Henry acknowledging that the qualifications he holds now, he didn't have at the time. A photo of a black dehydrator extracted from the tablet shown to the jury. Fox-Henry confirming it's not possible to say who had taken the photo or if it had been sent by someone else. Regarding the computer used to visit the iNaturalist website and a page referencing death cap mushrooms, Fox-Henry confirming he didn't conduct further analysis of the website visits, so there's no way of telling who had used the computer and for how long. Also appearing today, health official Sally-Ann Atkinson, responsible for investigating possible community disease outbreaks. 3 days after the lunch, Sally says Erin told her she'd wanted to cook something fancy, that she wasn't sure which store she'd bought the mushrooms from and didn't have the packaging anymore, that she bought them for a pasta dish but noted they smelt funny. And when Sally asked Erin directly if she'd foraged for mushrooms, Erin had said no. Erin Patterson has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Well, Erin Pearson is The Age's crime and justice reporter. She was in the Morwell court today and been good enough to join us again. Erin, we already heard from Forensic Officer Fox-Henry last week. How far did the defence go in calling his credentials into question today?
That's right. Fox-Henry's been on the stand for a number of days, but Defence Barrister Colin Mandy, SC, it was his turn for questioning today. He really wanted to find out a little bit more about what qualifications this officer actually has and how they may have changed between now, as he's giving evidence now, and back a couple of years ago when he was asked to download the contents of electronic devices found at Erin Patterson's home and then hand a copy of those over to police. And he said no, the training that he had at the time was largely peer-based. He'd learnt how to use a number of different systems from his colleagues. He's since gone on to train further, but there was quite a few questions just about exactly what he knew at the time and whether he did double checks and cross checks and things like that to make sure what he did was correct.
And what more can you tell us about the health officials' interactions with Erin?
Yeah, Sally-Ann Atkinson was on the stand for a number of hours this afternoon. She was telling the jury that she had a phone call with Erin Patterson in early August 2023. Now, we know at the time the health department had just received an alert letting them know that there was fears that there could be an outbreak of death cap mushroom poisoning. So Sally-Ann Atkinson was part of this team looking at gastro-related symptoms and outbreaks similar to that. And she was explaining that, yes, as part of her operation, she was trying to get in touch with those that might know a little bit more about the meal and what was going on. It was here Sally-Ann Atkinson was explaining to the jury that she really struggled to get in touch with Erin Patterson on the phone for a number of days once she got hold of her phone number. They did then share text messages back and forth and there was a number of questions asked. But she said at times it was a little bit difficult to get answers, but also this is when she started to hear that maybe the story of where the mushrooms had come from or what suburb and what day they'd been bought may have changed.
Erin, some drama in the court today. A protester tried to insert himself into the trial. What happened with that?
Yeah, that's right. It was just after the morning break, which we know happens around about 11:30 in the morning, and the jury had gathered back in the room and Fox-Henry was preparing to take the stand again. And there was a gentleman seated in the back row next to a pack of media. This is about less than 5 metres away from the accused woman, Erin Patterson, who sits at the back of the room. And this gentleman, maybe aged in his 60s, stood up. He had a blazer on, but he had a yellow T-shirt with a bit of a slogan on underneath, and he had some words to say to the judge accusing him of covering up murders. And very, very quickly, a police officer and the tip staff in court grabbed this man and escorted him out of the courtroom.
Did anyone know what he was talking about?
There was a little bit of confusion on the faces of everybody in the courtroom. It did only last a very short amount of time. The police and the tip staff jumped in pretty quickly as everyone was trying to make sense of what was happening. But as soon as he was removed from the room, the judge looked around and sort of said to the defence barristers, all right, it's time to get going again.
Erin, always good to speak. Thank you.
Thank you.